Liam Payne, one of the lead vocalists in the One Direction boy band, recently died. Known for his charming smile and heartwarming vocals, there was almost no kid in the 2000s and 10s who didn't grow under the influence of Liam or his band members. But while they all had this squeaky clean image that we all loved and admired underneath it all, they're only humans like ourselves with flaws and struggles of their own, perhaps more so than others. Stay tuned as we dive into the cold, hard facts behind Liam Payne's life and career. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the like and subscribe icon for more engaging content like this. And don't forget to smash the bell icon to get instant updates on new videos. Born on August 29, 1993 in Wolverhampton, England, Liam's journey from a small-town boy to a global sensation is the stuff of dreams. A shy, ambitious kid who had to battle health problems early on, including multiple hospitalizations as a child, he learned how to fight early in life. He had two older sisters, Nicola and Ruth, and was a bit of a miracle baby, born 3 weeks premature, constantly sick, and dealing with a kidney issue that had doctors puzzled. He had to endure 32 injections a day just to keep going. Despite all that, Liam was a total sports star, especially in cross-country running. He even ranked in the top 3 1,500-meter runners in his age group for 3 years. But as if running wasn't enough, he started boxing at 12 after being bullied in school. Talk about resilience. Academically, he was no slouch either, finishing 11 GCSEs before studying music tech at City of Wolverhampton College. After the group hit pause in 2016, Liam jumped right into a solo career, signing with Republic Records in North America. In 2017, he dropped his debut solo single, Strip That Down, and it blew up, hitting number 3 in the UK and cracking the top 10 in the US. Platinum in both countries, of course. By 2019, he released his debut album, LP1. During those first 3 solo years, Liam sold a wild 18 million singles and 2.4 million albums, and racked up a jaw-dropping 3.9 billion streams. And he wasn't just singing, he was remixing tracks under the names Big Payno and Payno, collaborating left and right, even with Cheryl, who he also dated for a while. But tragically, on October 16, 2024, Liam died after falling from a 3rd-floor balcony at a hotel in Buenos Aires. All right, let's dive into the roller coaster that was Liam Payne's life. Known as one of the One Direction heartthrobs, Liam didn't just leave behind chart-topping hits, he left a trail of juicy headlines that kept everyone talking. His tragic death has rocked the world, but let's not forget the scandals that made him a tabloid staple. After the 1D hiatus, Liam's solo career was, well, a bit bumpy. Sure, his debut single, Strip That Down with Quavo, was a bop, but his follow-ups? Not so much. Critics were quick to point out that his solo trajectory wasn't exactly living up to his One Direction glory days. Liam's struggles with addiction and mental health became a very public battle. In 2019, he revealed just how close he came to losing it all. His stints in rehab and his journey to sobriety made headlines, with Liam proudly marking 6 months sober by 2023. And who could forget his whirlwind romance with Cheryl Cole? The 10-year age gap kept everyone talking. The pair had a son, Bear, but their 2018 split had tabloids working overtime. The breakup wasn't pretty, and media scrutiny was intense. Things got even messier with his relationship with Maya Henry, a young fan of 1D who accused him of cheating her and assaulting her. The age difference caused quite a stir, but while the relationship ended in 2022, it had already done some serious damage to Liam's reputation. Speaking of bad reputation, there were certain occasions when Liam Payne wasn't exactly everyone's favorite 1D member. I think one of the craziest things that fame could do to you, especially as a child star, is change your personality. His infamous Logan Paul interview, where he made some not-so-nice comments about Zayn Malik's upbringing, rubbed fans and his former bandmates the wrong. Speaking of Zayn, Liam's remarks about him didn't help his case. He seemed to dismiss Zayn's struggles with mental health and racism, sparking outrage from fans who felt Liam was being insensitive. Social media exploded with backlash. Many believed he was jealous, but looking back on things now, it might have been one of the things that led him to an early grave. It seems to me that Liam Payne's way of handling his anxiety, depression, and insecurities is lashing out at others. But we believe that they've settled things now since Zayn addressed him as a brother, while looking back on the good old days and the memories they made together. Liam's relationship with Kate Cassidy also stirred up controversy when a TikTok video surfaced where he made a snide comment about her outfit. "Nice and covered up for once," he said, which had fans accusing him of misogyny. Yikes. But while we're at it, don't forget to like this video and also keep notifications turned on to get instant updates on new videos. During a controversial interview with Logan Paul, Liam made a string of statements that sent social media into a frenzy. He seemingly threw shade at his fellow One Direction bandmates, especially Zayn Malik. But it didn't stop there. He also said some pretty questionable things about his ex-fiancée Maya Henry, leaving fans furious. Maya Henry accused Liam Payne of being controlling and having a bit of an obsession after they split up in 2022. She says he talked about death a lot and kept reaching out to her and her family in a really bothersome way, which is why she sent him a cease and desist letter before he died. She also mentioned that he had hinted at his own death the week before, and it wasn't the first time he did that. She also revealed he seemed to enjoy fantasizing about death, saying he would always play with death. But the controversy didn't end with just words. Payne's love life was a hot mess. His on and off relationship with Maya Henry was splashed across tabloids for months. Who could forget that awkward time when a fan mistook him for cheating on Maya, and Maya herself retweeted the photos asking if it was Liam Payne? But let's be fair for a moment. Liam Payne might have had some bad guy moments, but like anyone else, he's only a human struggling with some deep-rooted issues. Liam has been open about his battles with mental health, a journey that took him down some very dark paths. He admitted to hitting rock bottom at the peak of One Direction's fame, struggling with alcohol and depression. Fame isn't always what it's cracked up to be, and in Liam's case, it nearly broke him. He said that he was acting out, using drinking as a way to cope with the pressures of stardom. And things didn't get much better after the band went on hiatus. There were rumors that he had been dropped by his management, unable to get his solo career off the ground. At one point, Liam admitted he couldn't leave the house without a bottle of Jack Daniels. The Buenos Aires police recently made an official announcement about how Payne passed away after falling from a balcony on the third floor of the Casa Sur Hotel in the Argentinian capital. He died from really serious injuries and was declared dead when the medics got there. They're still waiting on the results of the toxicology test, but the autopsy report they shared on Thursday showed he died from a lot of injuries, both inside and outside his body. A local officer also mentioned that Payne jumped from his balcony, and forensic experts said the positioning of his corpse indicated he didn't try to protect himself and likely fell while high on drugs. The police arrived at the scene around 5 p.m., local time after the hotel manager called 911, saying there was a guest who was drunk and high and had broken some stuff in his room. Even though we'll never know if Liam Payne jumped because he was suicidal or if he was just under the influence, the fact that he was using drugs and alcohol a few minutes before he died, along with his talks about his struggles with alcohol and mental health, is really worrying. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. In fact, many child stars like Justin Bieber, Lindsay Lohan, and even the famous Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone have talked about how much their mental health suffered because of the pressure that came with being famous and the lifestyle they had to keep up with. During one of his very emotional moments, Liam Payne shared that sometimes, even when he's surrounded by millions of screaming fans who are all showing their support, he still feels overwhelmed and lost.
I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. But rock bottom, I mean, I don't even know if I hit it yet.
At first, no one knew about Liam's passing, while the police sorted out who he was. The UK's Foreign Office later said they heard about it from Argentina's side, but chose not to say anything until more details came out. They kept it super secretive, only saying they knew a British guy had died, but didn't give any other info. Before he died, Payne had also been talking about how he was struggling with anxiety and depression, which often led to thoughts of suicide, especially since he started with One Direction. Liam Payne's death is showing the tough side of being famous, a side that's usually overlooked. People are drawn to the shiny, fancy, and the fame and fortune that comes with it, but they often don't think about the hard parts that come with it.
So, I mean, I filmed a bunch of these over time and deleted them, but I don't know whether this was like the right time. I know in my last video I'd mentioned I've been diagnosed with a couple of conditions. Not to go into too much into detail, but one of them that I have, basically, there's a lot of manic things in my life which you guys saw, but the other side of it, and that kind of feels like when I would lose my sobriety, would be within these moments that were super low, and I kind of felt like that today. And since isolating the two things and seeing them separately, like I know what they are now and I can identify them, and luckily, you know, I've got some amazing people around me that kind of look after me, but I'm sure they can see it in me too, that I'm just not really here. Yeah, I just wanted to put this out here anyway, as I know there's probably a few people who have the same thing, maybe don't even know it sometimes, but yeah, just so you know, you're not the only one.
What are your thoughts on the man, the legend, but most importantly, Liam Payne, the brother, friend, and father who died at the young age of 31? Let's hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for instant notifications on new videos.